This is my all-time favorite part of my job. All the kids are going to come in, and then I'll talk. Hello, everybody.
Does everybody see their special person out there? Can you give them a wave? Welcome to Hayfield Elementary Holiday Concert 2024. My name is Mrs. Stanton, and I am the proud principal of Hayfield Elementary, and I'm here to give just a few concert reminders. I'm sure you have this to record. If you can just make sure it's on silent, that would be great. Tears from grandmas, grandpas, moms, dads are all awesome, but tears from babies, if we can try to get them out into the hallway, that would be appreciated. There are TVs out there to watch the concert. Your littles have been working really hard. So without further ado, here is Mrs. Fierstead.
Thank you all so much for being here tonight. It's just a packed house. This is amazing, your support for these young people up here. A few thank yous I want to send out. One, our administration. We have a fabulous administration here. Kayla, Jim, and Greg, they are so supportive of the arts, and I appreciate them so very much. In fact, you can see we got new risers here this year. Yeah, woohoo, I heard in the front row. Wonderful. We also have wonderful tech people. Josh Jacobson and Travis Cruz are running sound for us tonight. Thank you very much to them. The 203 Foundation, those are donations that come from you, and they help to support this. So many things in my music department, but this year they put money into putting in more microphones for us so that we can hear concerts and we can hear plays so much better. So thank you, 203 Foundation. To my staff members, they're just a wonderful crew of people to work with. Their flexibility and all these rehearsals and helping kids with speaking parts is just amazing, and I appreciate them so very much. Tonight, we also have some special guests, because not only do we have some wonderfully talented kids up here, we have people in our community who are really musically talented. In fact, this group, they're called Hosanna, has been singing together for 32 years in the Hayfield area, and I'm going to have them stand up right now. They're going to be singing the first song for us. They are Kathy and Randy Demmer, Deb Okers, Harry and Judy Fulmuth, and 4 out of the 5 of these are grandma and grandpas of some of the kids up here. So we hope you enjoy their portion of the concert. Enjoy the show. And before the kids sing their next song, I realized I forgot probably the most important people, which is them. They are just a wonderful, wonderful crew, and I'm honored and very proud to be their music teacher. They bring joy to me every day, and I'm looking forward to the joy that they're going to bring you tonight in the songs that they sing for you. Enjoy the show.
All of the Who's down in Whoville like Christmas a lot, but the Grinch who lived just north did not. He hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why, nobody quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. But I think the most likely reason of all may have been his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Who's. Staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm-lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stocking, he snarled with his sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas, it's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming. I must stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow he knew all the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early, they'd rush for their toys. And then, oh the noise, noise. That's one thing he hated. Then all the Who's would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast and they'd feast. And they'd feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare roast beast, something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand and the Who's would start singing. Six got the beard that's long and white. Goes around on his back. They'd sing and they'd sing. The more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas thing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop Christmas from coming. I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop Christmas from coming. But how? Then he got an idea. The awful idea. The Grinch has a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do, the Grinch laughed in his throat. He made a quick Santa Claus hat and coat, and he chuckled and clucked, what a great Grinchy trick. With this hat and coat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there were none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No! If I can't find a reindeer, I will make one instead. So he called his dog Max. Then he took some red thread, and he tied a big horn on top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh and hitched a bold nuts. And he said, giddy up, and down started his sleigh towards the homes where the Who's They Snooze in their All their windows were dark, bright snow filled in the air. All the Who's were dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square, this is stop number one, the old Claus hastened, he climbed to the roof and emptied bags in his face. And he sat down a chimney, a rat had pinned the sand pitcher, then soap in the fetch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two, then he stuck his head out of the fireplace for a little where the little stockings all hung in a row. These stockings he grinned are the first things to go.
And he slowed and slept with a smile, most unpaid blossom around the whole room, taking every Christmas present. Shotguns and bicycles, roller skates and drums.
Checkerboard, tricycles, popcorn, and plums. He stuffed them all in bags. Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags up the chimney.
Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. Who took the Who pudding? Who took the roast beast?
He cleaned out the icebox as quick as a flash. Why, the Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the bags up the chimney with glee. And next with the grin, he stuffed up the tree. The three words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote, you're a three-decker sauerkraut and a toadstool sandwich. The Grinch took the tree. He started to shout when he heard a small sound like a coo of a dove. He turned around fast. He saw little Who, little Cindy Lou Who's, not more than two.
The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter, who got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, "Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?"
But you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought polite, he thought up quick.
"Why, my sweet little tot, the fake Santa Claus lied. There is a light on this tree that won't light on inside. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here."
And his fifth folded the child, then he patted her head and got her a drink and sent her to bed. And the last thing he took was a log for the fire, and he went down the chimney himself. The old liar. On their walls they left nothing but hooks and some wire. And And the one speck of food they left in the house was a crumb even too small for a mouse.
Then he did the same thing to other two houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other two mouses.
It was 1:15. All the Who's still in bed. All the Who's still a snooze. When he packed up his sled 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip top to dump it.
Pooh-pooh to the Who's. They're finding out that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open in a minute or two. Then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry, boo-hoo! That's a noise I simply must hear. So he paused and the Grinch put his hand to his ear and he heard a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad, while the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry. He looked down at Hayfield. He popped his eyes. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, were singing without any presents at all. He hasn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same.
The Grinch with his Grinchy eyes cold in the snow, buzzing and buzzing, how could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, and they said that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes. And the minute his heart didn't feel so quite tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light. He brought back his toys and the food for the feast, and he himself carved the roast beast.
Welcome Christmas, come this way. Welcome Christmas, Christmas Day. Christmas Day is in our grasp, so long as we have hands to clasp. Welcome Christmas, bring your cheer. Welcome all you far and near. Welcome Christmas from this way. Welcome Christmas, Christmas Day. Christmas Day will always be just as long as we have we. Just as long as we have we. Christmas Day will always be.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kayla Stanton, and I am the proud principal of Hayfield Elementary. Welcome to our elementary 2024 holiday concert. Can you see your special someone out there? If you can, wave, give them a wave and a smile. All right. They are ready to entertain you, and without further ado, here is Mrs. Firstead.
Hello, thank you so much for coming out tonight. I even see we've got some Grinch spirits sitting out right here in the audience tonight. Fantastic. The kids are really excited to share this story with you. Before we get to it, I'd like to just say some thank yous, and one is to our administration. We have fabulous administration here. Kayla, Jim, and Greg are very supportive of the arts in our schools. And this year we even got new risers, which have been wonderful, safety-wise and looking-wise and standing on them wise. The kids and I have really enjoyed them. Our tech guys, Josh Jacobson and Travis Cruz, thank you for all the work that you do. The show will be on YouTube for you to view as well if you'd like to afterwards, or share with family and friends. The 203 Foundation, which is a lot of you that contribute to that, they have helped put in new microphones and other sound system equipment so that you can hear our students better, both at our concerts and for our plays this year. So thank you, 203 Foundation. Our staff, just fabulous, fabulous people, the paras, to the custodians, to the teachers, to all the people who work here. We have a wonderful group who really love your kids, so thank you to them. Tonight, at the very end, we're going to finish our concert with Silent Night, and you'll see that in your bulletin, there is our last verse written there. It's actually the first verse, but we're going to sing it at the end. And I will turn around at that time and start conducting you, and you can sing along with that final verse with the kids tonight. And then lastly, I just want to say a huge thank you to Hosanna. Hosanna has been performing together in the Hayfield area for 32 years now, and they are made up of some grandmas and grandpas of some of these fine kids up here. So I'm going to have them stand. They're going to share a song with you later in our concert. They are Kathy and Randy Demmer. Harry and Judy Fulmuth. And Deb Okers. And we appreciate their music greatly. And last but not least, I want to give a huge thank you to these kids. They are truly wonderful. And if you were here at our first concert, I told you that they bring joy into my life every single day. And that is the honest truth. I appreciate them very much, and I'm super excited for them to share their talents with you tonight. Please enjoy the show.
Spirit,
Every who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch who lived just north of Whoville did not. The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. Now don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. Maybe his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be perhaps his shoes are too tight. The most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's. Staring down from his cave with the sour, Gucci frown, with the warm-lighted windows below in their town. Every Who down in Whoville beneath was hanging a mistletoe wreath.
And they're hanging their stockings.
He snarled with a sneer.
Tomorrow's Christmas. It's practically here.
Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming.
I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming.
For tomorrow he knew the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early. They rushed for their toys. And then...
The noise! Oh, the noise!
That's one thing he hated.
Noise!
Then all the Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast.
And they feast and they feast.
And they feast!
They'd feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beef, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. All the Who's down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand and the Who's would start singing.
They'd sing and they'd sing.
And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought.
I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I put up with it now. I must stop Christmas from coming. But how?
Then he got an idea, an awful idea.
Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea!
I know just what to do, the Grinch laughed in his throat. And then he made a quick Santa Claus hat and coat.
And he chuckled and clucked. What a great Grinchy trick. With this coat and this hat, I'll look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer.
The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found.
Did that stop the old Grinch?
No!
The Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead.
So he called his dog Max. Then he grabbed some red thread.
And he tied a big horn on the top of his head.
Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh.
And he hitched up old Max.
Then the Grinch said, "Giddy up." And the sleigh started down towards the homes where the Who's lay snooze in their town. All the windows were dark.
Quiet snow filled the air.
All the Who's are all sleeping sweet dreams without care.
When he came to the first little house on the
This is stop number 1, the old Grinchy Claus hissed.
and he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist.
And he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He stopped only once for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where all the little Who stockings all hung in a row.
These stockings, he grinned, are the first things to go.
Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates and drums,
Checkerboards and tricycles.
popcorn and plums.
And he stuffed them all in the bag.
Then the Grinch very nimbly
And he stuffed all the bags up the chimney. And then he slunk to the icebox.
And then he took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beef.
And he cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash.
Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who hash.
Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee.
And now, said the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree.
Mr. Grinch, you really are a heel. You're as lovely as a cactus or as charming as an eel. Mr. Grinch, you're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. You're a waxy, waxy skunk. Your heart is full of unwashed socks, your soul is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch.
The three words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote.
Sing, sing, song.
toadstool sandwich.
Mr. Grinch, with the nauseous super nose. Turkey, 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 and the right looking off, Mr. Grinch.
You're a three-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich.
With arsenic sauce.
And the Grinch grabbed the tree and started to shove. Then he heard the small sound of a coo of a dove. He turned around fast and saw a small who, little Cindy Lou Who. She was not more than 2. The Grinch had run caught his tiny Who daughter, who'd got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?
But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick.
He thought up a line, he thought up a quirk.
Why, my sweet little tot, that big Santa Claus lied.
There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side.
So I'm taking you to home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here. And it's fit for the child.
And he patted her on her head. He got her a drink and sent her to bed.
And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up.
The last he took was a walk with the fire.
Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On the walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that he had left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses,
leaving crumbs too small for all the other Who's mouses. 'Twas 1:15 dawn, all the Who's still abed. All the Who's still stews when he packed up his slip. He packed all their presents up. The ribbons, the wrapping, the tags and the tinsel,
the trimmings, the trappings.
3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet. He rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it.
Pooh-pooh to the Who's,
he was grinchishly humming.
They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open in a minute or two. Then all the Who's down in Whoville will all cry, boo-hoo. That's a noise,
Grinned the Grinch,
that I simply must hear.
So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low.
Then it started to grow.
But the sound wasn't sad.
Why, the sound sounded merry.
It couldn't be so, but it was merry.
Christmas days in our grasp, so long as we have hands to clasp. Valores, valores, welcome Christmas, bring your cheer. Valores, valores, welcome Vamos, far and near. Welcome Christmas, vamos. Welcome Christmas, vamos. Christmas time will always be, just as long as we have free. Valores, valores, welcome Christmas, bring your light.
Then he stared down at Hugo and popped his eyes.
Then he shook.
What he saw was a shock and surprise.
All the Who's down in Whoville, the tall and the small, were singing with no presents at all.
He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. Somehow or other, it came just the same.
And the Grinch, with his Grinchy ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling.
How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes, or bags.
He puzzled 3 hours till his puzzle was sore. And then the Grinch had thought of something he hadn't before.
And he thought maybe Christmas doesn't come by my store. And he thought maybe Christmas means a little bit more.
And what happened then?
Well, in Hulu, they say, the Grinchy small grew 3 sizes that day.
The minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light.
And the toys and the food for the feast.
And he himself, the Grinch, carved open the roast feast.
Welcome Christmas, come this way. Welcome Christmas, Christmas Day.
Christmas Day is in our grasp, so long as we have hands to clasp.
Welcome Christmas, bring your chill.
Welcome all
who's far and near. Oh, Christmas Day will always be just as long as we have we.
Welcome Christmas, come this way. Welcome Christmas, Christmas Day. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Round young virgin mother and child, the infants so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, twinkle heavenly peace.